From hundreds of millions of years ago, in the age of the dinosaurs, 5 warriors revive in the present time. Welcome to a special bonus episode of Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger, the show where we normally watch an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and then talk about it. That won't be the case today, though. Woo! Special bonus!
Yeah!
Fun times!
Special bonus.
Oh, yeah. Tim's back with us again.
I'm back.
He's back. And we're going to watch an episode of Zyuranger, the Super Sentai series that was adapted by Saban to make Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yep, we are.
And we're actually going to watch the equivalent episode of the Power Rangers episode we just watched.
Yep, which was a bad reflection on you.
Yep. And this one is called, what was it?
Presenting the Vicious Squadron.
There we go. So that's what we'll be watching.
Yep. And it's episode 46 of Zyuranger.
That's right. So we'll be jumping in the deep end. And for our benefit and yours, we're going to give you a quick rundown of what the deal is with Zyuranger.
Yep. So I've got it in front of me. Tim and Matt, please ask questions if you're confused. 170 million years ago, 5 ancient human tribes, with the protection of the guardian beasts, coexisted with the dinosaurs.
Oh, that's nice.
This ended,
so it's like the creationist version of Power Rangers.
Yeah. This ended when the evil witch Bandora started a war on the dinosaurs because of the death of her son, Kai.
Oh, that's already more character depth than
so much more compelling already.
Yeah. Bandora decided that the only way Kai's death could be avenged was if she sold her soul to Great Satan, an evil...
Great Satan!
who you guys may remember as Lokar.
No one remembers.
An evil, almost ice-like head creature who had immense power and who later in the series could be summoned by Bandora. In the end, the 5 tribes were ruined and the dinosaurs became extinct.
Wow, she succeeded much more than Rita Repulsa ever did.
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
In a synopsis, she's done better.
The Guardian Beast sealed Bandora and her minions on the planet Nemesis before going into hibernation.
A weird thing to call a planet.
Well, it's where you seal your nemesis.
I guess it is.
In 1992, Nemesis returned to Earth's orbit. 2 astronauts exploring the planet accidentally released her and her minions from the prison.
Wait, hang on. What does that mean? What does it mean for a planet to return to another planet's orbit? That's pretend. That's not real.
It's like some sort of science fiction.
That you have a problem with.
Yeah, it is. 2 astronauts went there, what? Because it fell into our orbit.
Presumably it's some sort of comet that does
it's a planet.
No, but like you can have planets that escape the orbits of their sun.
They're not coming back though, are they?
No, but they can drift through.
I'm imagining it to
galaxies.
be like Halley's Comet on a strange orbit that comes past Earth once every some number of years.
Fine, Nemesis. I'm not visiting next time you're here.
With Bandora free, her archenemy, the mysterious wizard Baza, that's Zordon, or the equivalent of Zordon, retreated to his underground lair 2,000 metres below the apartment building where he worked as a front.
I love this.
This show's classic. Why aren't we watching this show?
There, he revived the 5 holy warriors of justice he had been guarding, who had been in suspended animation to be awakened when they were needed.
Cool.
These 5 were each a member of the ancient human tribes who coexisted with the dinosaurs.
Elvis, Walt Disney, Hitler. Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more.
Do they have to be in suspended animation?
Yeah.
Well,
I think you just named all the big
Fry
ones.
from Futurama.
Yeah, one more. John F. Kennedy.
Who didn't die but was secretly a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Or the woman from the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Kazran
she's the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Good. We write this show so well.
With the aid of the Guardian Beasts, the Zords, the Zyurangers fought Bandora and her Dora monsters.
Her Dora monsters?
Yeah, so they're all named like Dora something. So you know the monster who was Frankenstein?
Yeah.
He was Dora Frankenstein.
Does Dora mean... Is Dora a Japanese word?
I don't know.
Because I'm just picturing an explorer right now.
Dora.
Huge backpack.
Frankly, it's terrifying.
So they all have names like Dora Goblin and Dora Unicorn, who I'd imagine is the Poluticorn.
Yeah.
Poluticorn's a better name.
It is.
Dora Mirage, who I'd suggest we're about to see today.
Quite possibly.
So we've got a subtitled version of this episode. We are going to go watch it. We are very excited.
Terrified.
We'll be back. You can too. I imagine it's available online.
Probably.
I don't know that there's any legal ways to get Zyuranger.
But we totally got it legally. Because we're a legal thing that does legal things.
We would have if it was possible,
Yeah.
but I don't know that it is.
I mean, we bought all of our episodes of Power Rangers, so
Yes.
we're doing okay.
Yeah.
On the show.
So anyway, you can go watch that as well. It's episode 46, presenting ! The Vicious Squadron.
Wait, presenting exclamation mark?
That's not a word. There is an exclamation.
No, but that's a weird... Like, grammatically, that's
it's
weird.
Japanese.
Well, it's not. It's English.
But it's translated from Japanese.
Translated poorly, I would say.
Anyway, I think it's a literal translation, not a grammatical translation.
Not an adapted translation. We don't want an adapted translation because we
seems-
get that every other week.
I suppose that's true.
Anyway,
It just seems dishonest, that's all.
well, we'll be back in a sec. And we are back.
Zyuranger!
Guys.
Wow.
Zyuranger.
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, man.
That was much better than Power Rangers.
I wrote 4 notes the entire time. I'm
To
going
read these
to read
notes.
them out. The first one says, fuck yeah. The second one says, already so much better. The third one says, it really isn't hard to make this episode well. And the fourth one says, this is so good? ? I was so baffled by how not shitty that episode was.
Matt, you wrote barely any notes.
I started writing notes and then realised I was enjoying the show too much to write notes.
It is really difficult to write notes
And
when
read
you're trying to read
subtitles.
subtitles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So lots of mine are spelt wrong. But I wrote a ton of notes to make up for the two of you giving up 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too much.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was.
It was, bafflingly good, I think is a good way to put it. The intro theme is bizarre.
Yeah, I will find a copy of it to put on YouTube.
Yeah, but it involves, like,
Shots
actual
of
dinosaurs?
Model dinosaurs.
Model dinosaurs, I guess, yeah. But not like the Zords, but like...
Like
They
dinosaurs.
look like bad taxidermy dinosaurs, roaring.
Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a chunk from a feature film.
Yeah.
It felt like it had a story arc and it had come from somewhere and was going places.
And had a production budget?
It felt
They
like
wrecked a car, guys. Can you imagine Power Rangers ever being able
Yeah.
to afford to wreck a car?
Yeah.
They wrecked a pretend windshield. But some money went in, that's all.
Perhaps the only thing that wasn't better is, I will say, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme.
Yeah.
Is-
I would agree with that.
The theme music is kicking.
that is just something that we have done well.
Yeah. As catchy as the Zyuranger theme is, I think it doesn't quite have that drive of the Power Rangers theme.
And the other thing the opening theme did was remind me that the Yellow Ranger is a boy.
He's a man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Named
Boy.
boy. His name is literally Boy. It's like they knew what was going to happen.
So, just to clarify, this
Don't
boy
make him a
is
woman.
named Boy.
There's a shot in the opening of the Megazord in heaven.
Yeah,
Or
that
like on top of some clouds at least.
It was baffling. But there seems to be a lot of shots of the Megazord and the Zords that look a lot more expressive and fun and different
Yeah.
than we see.
Mm.
I don't know why we couldn't have that.
You get the feeling that everyone coming out of the volcano type thing is one of many entrances, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
And they went, oh, that's the raddest one, it's a volcano. Like, show me them come from heaven once every 2 weeks. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not asking a lot.
It's not like it would be confusing.
Well, given everything else that
Yeah.
happens on the show. Yeah.
So this episode opens straight away with that thumbs down shot.
Yeah.
I
Which is
mean,
now iconic for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're going to think when people say Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Evil Power Rangers.
Thumbs down.
It gets right into it. And we see bits that were cut out of the Power Rangers episode. So, them, like, punching dudes in the face.
Punching dudes in the head, smashing cars with poles.
There's a lot of stuff that I don't think would have passed standards and practices for a kid's show.
Blue Ranger just kicks a dude in the face.
Yeah.
Right in the head.
A lot of people get bloody from the beating they received from the Power Rangers, which is awesome.
It's so good.
But I can understand why he couldn't get it through in the US.
And we see, the Red Ranger just fucks the shit out of a car.
Yeah.
And jumps on the bonnet, smashes the windscreen with a pole.
Well, there's a dude in this car, I want to point out.
Yeah.
Crushes it.
Yeah, kicks through.
It really sells the idea of these guys being menaces.
Yep.
Better than fucking with the drinking fountain in the high school.
And then finally, like, and the public going, man, I guess these guys are not what we thought.
We trusted them, but now we have learned they are not trustworthy.
There's a similar gimmick of our team seeing the evil ones on the news.
Yeah.
Except they take they basically turn around and it is happening where they are.
Yeah, they're there in the city.
They also wear coloured clothing.
Yes.
Like colour coded. They've got like an outfit that they wear.
Yeah, it seems like that's their tribal gear, I guess, from...
Which is super rad.
I want to point out that them realizing what's going on takes place about 10 minutes earlier in this episode.
Yeah, this episode cuts to the chase.
We're on board with the premise of the episode in, 2 minutes.
And the thing is, we got it despite not having watched the previous 40 episodes. So it's not like there's a lot to it. Like, they could have just jumped right in.
So, this is good. I'm going to keep calling them the Power Rangers. Yeah. Just because I don't think I can stop.
Yeah.
They go to where the monsters are. The monsters transform into regular-looking people.
Into just normal people.
And start a fight with the Power Rangers. So that when the news appears, it looks like the Power Rangers are beating up regular people.
Yeah.
Which is great!
It's such a good plan.
To cut to Rita and she goes, it's all going according to plan. I bet it is. This is rocking.
Could you nailed it? Could work. Not only that, the camera lady in the news crew is secretly Scorpina
and Squad and Baboo.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
No.
I got played by an episode of Power Rangers.
I mean, man.
It's also really good commentary on why you shouldn't implicitly trust the news media.
Well, we get to that a bit later.
Yeah.
Because the thing they showed was what was going on.
Yeah. But it was out of context.
Yeah. Fuck the news media.
They could have adapted that so easily.
Yeah.
But that's not what we got.
American TV don't want you to not trust American TV, though. That's the thing.
So the Rangers' identities are public. Yeah. Everyone knows who they are.
Mainly just by their outfits, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, taking to that the logic that they're from the past. It's not like they have families or anything. That's the classic. I need a secret identity. The people I love will be in danger.
They're the only 5 people.
They're the only 5 people from millennia ago. They're not. They've got each other, and everyone loves them. When they straight away, the first thing in the episode is when they appear on top of that building, and all these kids go, "Hey, look, it's Power Rangers."
Yeah, we love those guys.
Sweet, those guys are rad.
So then we get to go to the Moon Palace.
Yeah,
where Bandora is. She kind of sounds like Rita. Yeah, still.
It's weird to me when all the other footage is different and she's the same, but her mouth moves right.
Yeah. No,
it didn't.
I was looking. She looked badly dubbed still.
Oh, did she?
And I cannot...
All the time or sometimes?
All the time. And I cannot possibly explain it. Because it was clearly...
They're actually ripping off a Chinese show.
Maybe it was just one shot that was weird.
And they just did some ADR.
Or maybe my brain was just so used to it.
Not watching in sync.
Because otherwise she does not have a real voice at all.
No. The actress who plays her is mute. And they have to... She looked perfect. She looked exactly how they wanted. So we'll dub it in. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
So yeah, we get to see more of the Twin Man, and that makes more sense. And
so much more sense.
We actually
we get a proper introduction to him as a character.
I love the little shots where it shows him and then he does a little pose and his name appears.
Yep.
I love that. Why don't American shows have that? It's such a cool thing.
God almighty. So back on Earth, there's a crying baby.
Yep.
Or not a baby, like
a child,
child.
like a 6 to 8 year old child.
I would have said 4, but
who
tall.
I was sure was going to be a monster.
A tall 4-year-old. A crying tall 4-year-old.
Or possibly a short 12-year-old.
Yeah, we don't know. Somewhere in that range.
I was sure she was going to be one of the monsters.
Yeah.
But no,
that would have been...
No, she's got a small cut on her.
We've got a cut on her knee.
But she's bleeding. Like, a small child bleeding is distressing.
She's bleeding and crying.
And so the Power Rangers go up to her and we'll wrap it in a bandage or something.
Tend to her wounds.
But the kid is going, the Power Rangers did it. Which is sad.
It is sad.
And the kid clearly doesn't know that these guys are the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't react until her mum comes and says, that's them.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh no!
Yeah.
Get away. And she slaps the Pink Ranger.
The mum slaps the Pink Ranger.
It's great.
And then Q a stoning.
Okay.
I'm not joking. A physical
angry mob
stoning.
appears within, it must have been maybe 5 minutes.
Yes. Even assuming we've cut bits of time out, I'm thinking tops an hour.
Yeah. And there's
mobs.
They've
dozens
of people.
Literal pitchforks and poles and
tennis
rakes and tennis rackets and briefcases and then rocks. They're just picking up
abundance of stones.
Picking up fist-sized stones.
Small children are
stoning the Power Rangers after giving short speeches about how we trusted you and you've betrayed our trust and I used to love you but now I think you're jerks and then stoning.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's definitely compelling. You feel there's danger. And
there's a level of brutality that just kicks it into realism just that little bit.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers run away.
They run away from the stoning.
Which I don't know if they can teleport.
Yeah, I guess not. Given that they seemed confused about how they'd get away.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
they can't.
fine. So
they can jump really good though. So presumably they'd just be able to jump.
There's a bit where they kind of hide in a garden.
Yeah,
at this point, Tim said, "Imagine being in the meeting where they go, what if they got in detention?"
Yeah, come on. The episode we watched
a stoning.
Sucked. It sucked, and I was engaged. I was on board.
There's the police briefly as kind of, it's like that bit of everyone's after us, we have to hide. Asian Kimberly, whose name I don't know.
May. Pay attention.
I was too busy writing notes.
I was too busy watching the show.
May is very sad. She's
she's not taking it well.
She does seem a little immature, that May.
Yeah. There's an old lady with a puppy.
Yeah. May says, if they're that quick not to trust us, what have we been fighting for this whole time? Q puppy. There's a puppy. The puppy is picked up by an old lady. So
that's what they're fighting for.
It was a sympathy shot.
Okay, guys, I'll be real. What happens next is fucked up.
It's weird. It's weird. It is. This show is not without its strangeness.
It's weird in a bit that was not translated at all to the Power Rangers episode, so it took us completely by surprise.
Yeah, no, this is just not something we had to deal with.
First off, she's given them new clothes.
Yeah.
In my notes, is this about to become Misery? She's going to lock them in a room, break their legs with a sledgehammer. This is about something horrible.
Write me books.
Yeah, and at this point, we would know. It could happen.
They got stoned not 3 minutes
There's an
ago.
element of danger. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's near the end of the series, so something bad could happen.
Yep.
The old lady is having a bath with May.
Yeah, so I think that's the moment where we're all like, what is
Not
this?
even hey, come have a bath. Cut to
a bath.
We're in the bath.
I don't mean imagine your standard Western bath.
Yeah.
This is square.
Half the size.
Half
the size of an
and they are both,
bath.
as far as we can tell, completely naked.
I'm telling you, they're in contact. Their legs are touching at least.
And if she wasn't millions of years old, she'd be underage.
Yeah,
my reason.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's meant to be, but she does look like she's 16.
Yep.
The old lady says...
You have seen nothing until you've watched a Power Ranger stoning. Cut to kids in too small clothes. Cut to she's naked in a bath with the old lady.
She says, I hope you don't think I'm strange just getting into a bath with you despite the fact that we just met. Yeah, lady, I think you're fucking strange. I do.
The ship has sailed on that one, unfortunately.
And so she says, oh, you remind me of my grandkids. First, did you kill the grandkids? Right?
Be upfront with me.
Second, if you are having a bath with your grandkids, that is...
No, I'm down to accept that as cultural difference. Like, your grandparents wash you.
Just...
I'm fine with that, I am. Like May is too old for that shit.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, boy. So, the other 4 Power Rangers are watching the news on TV.
Yeah. And
they're watching... You know, there's a lovely detail in it that the count of people injured is 64.
Yeah.
And that's just... It's so specific that it feels real.
And it's a very easy way to give it extra weight.
Yeah.
You say, this many people have been injured.
It's not they were just terrorising the town.
The direct counterpart from the American show is damage that at this point is impossible to estimate. Now, I want to point out something interesting, right? In the American one, the damage is impossible to estimate, and we see them wave a chair around.
Yeah.
Can I tell them what happens?
Yes, cut to...
A building explodes! 64 people are injured.
It's incredibly jarring because it goes from a very quiet scene with them around a dinner table in this old lady's house.
Explosion.
Click.
Explosion.
Boom. Like World Trade Center about a destruction.
It's so good. This show is so much
Anyway, the subplot with the old lady is that it turns out it's her birthday.
Yeah, and man, I gotta be honest, these are all the indicators for a misery plot, right? It's the lady's birthday, they remind her of her kids who had gone somewhere, and she's given them new clothes. She's about to hobble someone, okay?
They decide to make a cake. They decide to make a cake.
They make a cake!
No one gets hobbled. We watch a montage, basically.
A cake?
It's not quite a montage.
Someone cuts a cucumber.
Yeah, I don't know what the cucumber's doing in the cake, but that's fine.
He's doing a carrot later when the cake is finished, so I think
it's cake and salad.
I think they just went, go over there, chop vegetables.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin the cake, so just leave us alone.
My notes say, they're ... cooking. What the shit? They made a cake. Good. That'll fix the problem.
Well, it does, because the old lady realizes that they couldn't be evil because they just baked a cake with her and they were lovely. And they go, wait, you knew who we were all along? And she goes, I have a TV. Let's not assume old people are dumb.
That's another good life lesson.
Yeah, full of lessons.
I think the assumption was if she'd known who they were, she'd have been scared of them.
Scared.
But, you know,
she's
seen them destroy 45 large monsters. Maybe when something appears hinky, she's not going to jump straight to they destroyed 45 monsters as part of their plot to lure us in.
Yeah.
45 was the number.
She's just a very canny old lady.
Yeah, she's a smart woman.
Yeah.
So basically, the candles are lit on the cake. They've changed back to their outfits. And they're like, no, we've got to man up and we've got to go deal with this shit.
She says, you're leaving already? And they say, basically, don't worry. We're going to come party with you every year on your birthday.
Yep.
That's really nice.
That is really nice.
Smash cut 2. Buildings explode.
That's when the explosion happens. Right, so now you know shit's getting real.
The Black Ranger throws a bike.
Through a window. Just
people are getting punched just in the face.
Straight up in the face.
Oh, boy.
It's rough.
I'm amazed that the show has never established that Angel Grove has Japantown.
Yeah, you think that would be the easy way to go. No one's just love attacking Japantown.
They clearly don't even care. Yeah. That's the reason. Yeah. They don't give a shit.
So, it's Morphin time.
Yeah.
They do like a dance.
Well, not a dance, but like there's some movement involved in the morph that's a bit more than like hold your belt buckle out.
And we do see
I love that they're called Dino
Bucklers,
which is the most fantastic literal translation. Like their belt buckles had dinosaurs on them.
Dino bucklers.
Like, let's not.
We do see a bit more of the movement stuff coming in later seasons. Like, I know the Turbo guys have got a hand action thing.
It's like
that they do. Yeah. But yeah, it's just,
I don't know. It just adds a bit of a theatrical push to that more.
The only kind of disappointing part is that then they basically just disappear and are replaced with
there's no morphing sequence really, which I miss.
Ours is the shot of the morphing sequence in the American version is good because it's a cut point at which point they can appear morphed.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but
and it just adds something to the dramatic tension.
Yeah. But
anyway,
so
in comes the fight scene.
They get to fight to the theme song,
which is just a model that works. So stick with it.
I think though the Zyuranger theme is a little less good at action music.
Yes. It's kind of funner.
It kind of takes the tension out of the scene though. It's like Zyuranger, woo.
It didn't pump me up like the.
It's no Go-Go Power Rangers.
I want to say also that the fight scene felt like the weakest point of this episode.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty much what we saw in the American one and was therefore incredibly disappointing again.
Well, yeah, I think the problem too is that we had already seen this, so like, okay, here's our theme scene, come on. We want to see more new stuff.
That's true. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's a testament to it as a show that the fight was the worst part. I cared about those characters.
The fight is the only part that we understood implicitly. It didn't have discussions in other languages.
Yeah.
And is still the weakest bit. So the Twin Man reveal makes a lot more sense now that we've seen the Twin Man before.
Yeah.
He's mute.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because the Japanese Bryan Cranston didn't get a go.
But you didn't go into starring Japanese Breaking Bad?
Oh, boy.
I think that's another one of those places where the American footage probably improves a bit. Because having this...
They add some lines in... Even, they give lines to the Rangers when they're fighting.
Yeah.
And it's just... Yeah, there probably needed to be something said there.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
But, I mean, in fairness... The rest of the American episodes sucked ass.
Yeah.
So, let's not jump on it too much.
So we see a group of kids have come...
To watch,
kids and adults have come
a crowd of people have gathered at the edge of the park where they're having this fight.
At which point Tim says, they believe in us again.
I said, this is compelling. They're going to win now because the kids have showed up and they believe in us again.
At which point, one of the Rangers says, they believe in us again.
Exact words.
Word for word, yeah.
It was amazing.
Tim was remarkably prescient.
I cared.
Yeah, it was nice and emotionally kind of stirring.
I get it. They're
cheap and cloying.
Yeah, cheap, and they're pandering to that, and obviously that's how it goes. But man, at least they know how it goes. At least they understand how you do a fight scene in 2 parts.
Yeah. So we learned that their version of the pyramid attack is called the Babel attack.
Yeah.
Because they make a tower.
I guess.
And speak in tongues.
Yeah, something like that.
They don't think they're speaking in tongues, so I'm not sure how that works.
I think that's another one of their very cheap appropriations of Christian mythology.
It's just a word that means tower. Yeah. And there, put all the weapons together, is the Howling Cannon.
Howling Cannon.
That's cool.
That is a cool name.
Let's, Babel attack, not so much. Howling Cannon, yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed we didn't get a Megazord fight.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like to see one in Japanese.
But at the same time, thank God we didn't, because if it had been there and they hadn't used it for the American episode,
we would have been so angry.
We would have been that would have genuinely made me angry.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad, and I think we'll have to... I downloaded the pilot as well, so we might have to watch.
We're catching more than one of these episodes, and I think that says something. I think if we were Japanese and we just watched the American one just to see, we would say, fuck that noise and never touch it again.
Yeah. What are these white fellas doing?
They have no idea how to make Zyuranger.
Yeah. So, look, that's basically the end of the episode. There was a trailer for the next episode.
Oh, God.
It looks so cool.
I wanted to see it.
I think we're going to get parts of that, and I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
But it's not going to... I doubt it's going to be as cool as the trailer that we saw.
If it doesn't involve Rita landing her moon palace on top of a building.
Oh, I'd say that we're almost guaranteed.
She just parks the moon palace on a building.
That'll be... Tune in a couple of days to see if that's happened.
Yeah.
So the closing credits have their own song.
And, like, footage.
That's about how much better it is to live now than it was a million years ago.
The lyrics...
It was about the importance of exploration and discovery.
Yep.
Because you never know what you're going to discover.
Because they used to think the Earth wasn't
The lyrics
round.
literally begin... Nowadays, everyone knows the Earth is round. But that wasn't always the case. Like, this is a song. But...
It rhymes in Japanese.
But, like...
Presumably.
We're not messing around, and they're talking about how, you know, like, you should always explore...
There's, like, shots of them trying to get a car out of some sand.
Yeah, the Bob did it on a beach, which is
like,
great.
it might have been a sitcom.
Yeah.
If you just watched that, it was a sitcom.
There's a shot of May running around in a wedding dress and the other four boys are chasing her. And I'm like, that seems vaguely sexist, but I kind of want to know what's going on.
It was... I mean, when was this?
1993.
93. Hadn't they been doing it for years when we got it, though?
You know, but they used the most recent Super Sentai.
So, but it's at least a year.
Oh, so this is a long way into Sentai.
Yeah, they've made many seasons of Super Sentai.
Before what we just saw.
But each season is, like, standalone.
Okay.
Much like
Later seasons of Power.
So this isn't older than the American version.
Only by a year or so.
Yeah. More or less, this is concurrent with the American version.
They didn't start at the beginning of Super Sentai.
They started at
the one that they had most recently.
So there's Sentai from the 80s? When did it start?
I believe the 80s.
Before, I think it's a bit earlier, because Spider-Man was earlier than 80s.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man was the 70s, was Japanese Spider-Man.
When Super Sentai started, they didn't have giant robots. And then Japan did a Japanese Spider-Man series, which is amazing.
Yeah, I've seen
will
bits
definitely
of it.
be getting to
It's
some
colossal,
point.
yeah.
And he has a big robot. And then they brought that into Super Sentai.
And in fact...
Because big robots are a good idea.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of the earliest Super Sentai teams was originally an adaptation of Captain America.
That's amazing.
Very loosely.
Well,
in that,
Japanese Spider-Man is very loose.
In that one of them ended up being called, like, Captain Japan, and there were 4 others.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that.
Right. It's not... Is
there a shield?
No.
Okay,
it was like they looked at Captain America, went... We'll make an adaptation of this, but then went, no, actually, this would be better, and this is better bits. And,
okay, alright.
And I think that was Battle Fever J.
This is honestly just miles and miles more compelling than the American one.
It
just is.
And it's very impressive to me that we could jump in the middle of the series, random episode, essentially.
I mean, look, it does help that we... like, are familiar with the genre.
The tropes.
Yeah, like,
know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
I was disappointed we didn't see their Zordon.
Yeah.
We only really saw him in the
opening.
And the Next Time trailer.
Yeah.
He's not a head in a tube, though.
No.
No, he's just a wizard.
No.
He's the wizard that we saw Zordon as in the Great Past.
And it's actually... It's kind of surprising to me
it's
that Zordon
jarring,
is
isn't it?
something that they came up with from scratch.
Yeah. It seems like a crazy idea.
They didn't say, well, what if he's like an old guy who kind of looks like that guy, so when that guy inevitably does like a heroic sacrifice in the finale,
we can still use
we can
it.
splice some footage.
They're like, you know what? Head in a tube.
He's just going to be a head in a tube.
Head in a tube in a nuclear power plant on the top of a mountain. Job done. Lunch. Actually, you know, take the rest of the day off. Take the week off. The show writes itself. Guess what? It didn't.
What if
write
they go
itself.
to detention?
Yeah, what if they went to detention? Let's go to lunch. Fuck you.
That's an entirely appropriate response.
Oh, man. That was great, wasn't it?
Yes,
You know what? People cared about making that episode of that show.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
People,
effort.
cast and crew along the way, put effort in. And that's not a feeling you get watching the American Power Rangers.
Even the actors, like, I get the feeling they're not particularly great either.
No, probably not.
Their heart is in it a lot more than, say, Jason, you know?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I think Jason's heart isn't it. I think he's just dumb. That's just what I think's going on.
Yeah, let's not all be mean to Austin St. John, okay? Let's not end every episode. Because one day...
We spend a lot of time defending him and his character. I think he can take a rip or two occasionally. Come on.
I like the dude, but you know.
Yeah.
He's not Japanese.
That was presenting the Vicious Squadron. I feel like we need to do at least one of these a season.
I was going to say 100%. Just even the comparison is interesting of the two episodes, so this has to happen again.
Look, we're definitely going to do... Frankly, it will be amazing if I don't just sit here and binge watch Zyuranger before the next week.
Years of it. Because I want to get up to the trains.
So, yeah. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with 2 brand new guests.
Yep.
And
we're watching what?
The first part of the quasi-season finale.
Ooh.
But we'll explain that on the show next week, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it now. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this bonus episode.
Yeah, very special bonus episode. Let us know if you like the idea of special bonus episodes.
If you've enjoyed it, if you have any experiences, like if you saw Zyuranger first, or...
Oh, that'd be disappointing.
If you've gone in and seen it all, if you have any kind of awareness of it, send us an email, let us know what you think.
Yep. If we can take a moment to guilt trip you, we do this show for free every week, and we give you bonus episodes on top of that for free every week. So, go review us on iTunes.
Yeah, reviewing us on iTunes would be really helpful. We have...
YouTube.
I think we have 1 on the Australian, 1 on the UK, and 2 on the US, even though one of those is very nice but has 1 star. So
that's weird.
It's weird.
And I don't just know that off the top of my head. I think I checked it this morning to look at...
Maybe they thought they were giving you, here's a gold star, and they thought 5 was being excessive.
Yeah.
Reviewing us on iTunes increases the chance that other people will see the show.
Yeah.
And that's good for you guys because it means we can do more and different and exciting.
Absolutely.
Or, tweet at us, follow us on Twitter, leave us a review, like us on Facebook.
There's many things you can do to support us, and we really appreciate it.
Do the stuff. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Beep our boops and do the stuff, guys.
That's it.
I'd like to, before we close, we're about to finish, but I'd like to thank Tim for the amazing new intro theme that you guys heard.
I mean, it's a special occasion.
We'll definitely, I don't know how we'll kind of use that in the future, but we'll definitely find
We're doing this again. I mean, whether or not we do this again, I'm watching more of that show.
Okay.
Because I cared.
Tim, thank you very much for joining us. And hopefully it won't be another 17 weeks before you're on again.
Yeah.
Matt, did you have anything you want to say on this special episode?
No, I'm good.
All right. We'll see you guys in a couple of days.
Thanks, guys.